how to start a food truck business in Mississippi, and what permits and licenses do I need for a food truck in Mississippi. So in this video from Food Truck Freaks, we are YouTube's premier food truck entrepreneur channel. We're going to cover just that, and we're going to get to it, guys, right now. All right, guys, so welcome back to Food Truck Freaks. We are a brand new YouTube channel dedicated to the food truck industry, bringing you tips and tricks, pointers, and information and resources to help you get your food truck business launched, or if you have a food truck business, get it up and running even more profitable with additional tips on marketing and getting your food truck out there. So let's get right to it, guys. Here's a handful of permits and licenses that you potentially would need in the state of Mississippi. And here's why I say potentially. Because a lot of states vary, of course, on what they require food trucks to have and to be eligible to sell their foods through the food truck, as well as cities and counties and municipalities and ordinances, regulations and rules on a local level may vary slightly. But these are a great foundation to understand what is pretty much required across the board. So let's dive into Mississippi's food truck licenses and permits. So number one, like with any business, you are going to definitely need an EIN. So in Mississippi's food truck industry requires a employer identification number. This is actually going to be a number that's issued by the IRS. Now, this is something, thank goodness at least, this is free. This doesn't cost you anything to get it. You actually go to the IRS website, apply for your EIN. That's going to identify your business to allow you to collect taxes from you and your employees when the end of the year comes and you're sitting with your accountant and you're going over all your amazing profits that you've made throughout the year. You're going to need an EIN. So number one, the employer identification number. Number two, you're going to need a business license. Now, to operate, every food truck must, of course, obtain a business license. Now, to be more specific, you may need to apply for a mobile food business license, as it's known. Of course, this video is recommended for those who are just getting up and running. And if you've already got your business established, you've probably already experienced all of this. But you're definitely going to need a business license for your food truck. Now, depending on the city, state, and such, you definitely want to check and see as far as what's going to be required if you end up going from city to city. Believe it or not, in many states, if you cross the line with your mobile food business, since you obviously have it on wheels, you can go to multiple cities within your state or even different counties in the state. But keep in mind, the food truck business is very unique in that it may require business licenses specifically set up in each and every city and county you do business in. Yes, that is something you need to check into. I know there are some states that you actually apply only once, and once you get it, you can go to any city or county and operate your food truck there. So it gets a little tricky about specifically business licenses, so make sure that you understand your state specifically and go from there. Now, next one up, valid driver's license. Now, this is actually also something that varies. This is not something for a standard license that you can operate your vehicle with, that you go from work and go home. Some states require what's known as commercial truck license. Now, you need to also keep in mind, too, that if you need to apply for a commercial truck license, that every operator who's going to be driving your food truck has one as well. Because there's going to be a chance that if you're going to a food truck event and maybe you, the owner, cannot get there or be there on time, or maybe you have one of your employees that's going to operate your truck and meet you at some event, keep in mind they, too, need to have the valid license. If they get into an accident with your food truck and they don't have the proper licensing and such, that's going to be a big problem for you. Not necessarily for the driver, although yes, the person who's driving the food truck is going to get into some trouble if they're in an accident. But don't get me wrong, that's your business. And if that's your bread and butter and that's the way you make money, then that food truck is going to be impounded possibly, or even cited, or you can lose your license. There's a handful of things that could go wrong if you don't have the right driver's license. So I know it sounds a little funny to say, well, Damien, of course that makes sense. You got to have a valid license. That's a no-brainer. Keep in mind the other people who may be driving your vehicle have to have a right license. And if it's a commercial truck license, then that's what you need. All right, guys, so next up, you need a seller's permit. Now, food truck owners in some cities and counties must apply for a seller's license, which allows them to buy food, basically other commodities and such, at a wholesale pricing without actually getting taxed on it when they buy it. What does that mean exactly, Damien? So if you are buying, let's say you go to Costco, you go to BJ's or Sam's Clubs, you go to these different wholesale club stores to buy your food, and you have a seller's permit. This is going to allow you to check out without having to pay sales tax at the counter or the register where you're checking out. Because normally, if your state requires you to collect sales tax on food transactions, you're going to collect it then, and then you're going to remit that to the state. Does that make sense? Because you're not going to need to pay it twice. If you go through these grocery stores, these large big box stores, and you buy all these ingredients, produce, proteins, fish, shrimp, whatever the product is that you're getting to create your menu. Don't pay taxes twice, so you need to make sure that you've got that seller's permit. All right, so next up, this is a pretty stable, normal thing across the board. Food handler's permit, or what's known as food safety certification. So now you, along with potentially all of your employees who are in your food truck, will need to have a food handler's permit, or you have to go through a certification course with a food safety program. Okay, so a food handler's permit is required in many cities and counties for more than one employee of the food truck. So that if it's you, well, then you obviously as the owner, of course, you will have to have that. If you have a sous chef, or you've got an assistant chef or a cook or someone working with you, good likelihood they're going to also need that as well. So double check with the city and county when you apply for your licenses. Before the permit is awarded, actually the city or the state may require one or more of those employees to undergo that course. Okay, so keep your food truck company safe. Make sure you fall in line with all the required permits and licensing, including food safety certification courses. That's also something that's really normal as well within like cafes, restaurants, any eateries. I know when I had our bakery that we also had to do that as well. So if you're in the food service industry, which food trucks are, you're actually serving food, that's considered food service, you're going to most likely be able to get that done as well. Okay? All right, so next up, you have to get your truck inspected, of course, by the local health department. And that is going to be another permit. So you're going to need to also renew your health department permit. Normally that's on an annual basis. That's not something that you can get just for a few months or get once and then forget about it. Normally health department will come in and inspect your truck before you're allowed to even start selling. So keep that in mind as well. They're going to have to sign off and check you off on that. And traditionally, actually, you're going to get in either a 6-month or every 12-month period, you're going to get an inspection. Now, if somebody complains about your food truck, that's not a good thing, because in the health department can and they will sometimes just pop up and show up. They're not going to schedule an appointment. They're not going to schedule a meeting, not schedule an inspection. If someone's claiming some type of thing or issue against your food truck, that's not going to be a good thing for you or your business, and they're going to show up whenever they choose to. All right, so next up, if you're going to have your food truck business started, you're going to end up having a fire inspection. So fire certificates are going to be issued to your fire truck once you get it inspected. Now, this is pretty much the same across the board as well in every state. Fire inspections pretty much check every type of equipment that you have on the food truck itself to ensure that the wiring is correct, to make sure that your propane generators or your gas generators are secured, to make sure that everything that is operating on the vehicle is good to go, because of course, food trucks are a very small amount of space. You don't have a large kitchen space. And if you've got 2 or 3 or 4 people even on a food truck, but God forbid something happens and it breaks out a fire of some kind, you want to make sure that everything is checked out and is functioning properly. And the fire department, that's actually pretty similar to what we had with our bakery at home. Not at home, I'm sorry. In our retail bakery, when we opened up our baking business, we had the fire department there too. Also, they came through and did an inspection. So that's just the same across the board with food trucks. So you're most likely going to also have that type of inspection. And I don't know normally those costs, like it depends anywhere from about $100 to maybe $200. It's very inexpensive. But that is something that we did actually only once just to let us open. It's not something that's done annually. So a fire department will come in and the fire chief normally will come in and inspect it, make sure it's good. All right, so next up, food truck insurance. Now, of course, obviously you're going to need insurance. Now, keep in mind that some states will also require not only food truck for the insurance food truck for the actual unit itself, but you're going to have employees. You may also have to have workers' compensation. You need to have also product liability or even vehicle coverage and such. Of course, I'm not an insurance salesman, so I'm not going to go through and pitch all of the products, but I can definitely tell you that the food truck will need to be insured itself. And if you have employees, you will need those state required as well, insurances that you'll have to have. All right, so next up is a very, very important one, very important aspect to your brand and to creating the look and the image of your product. Yes, even your food truck business, you need to contemplate and figure out what kind of brand you want to portray. Do you have a logo? Do you have a theme? Do you have a catchphrase? Is there something you want to be said on your trademark? Because you need to apply for a trademark. Now, the reason why I say that now is that it's very important to get that started, because in order for you to get approved or even denied a trademark, it takes about 6 to 8 months to work through the USPTO office in Washington. You need to make sure that it is for sure filed early on, because of the time frame is very long. So if you've got a trademark or you want to secure a trademark, ensure that you've got one filed, and you're going to have quite a bit of time before it gets approved or denied. Now, in the meantime, you could potentially go ahead and use the trademark. But if it comes back saying that, hey, you know what, Damien, that trademark you filed with us, we can't approve it because it's too similar, too close to another food truck that's operating business, you're going to have to change your truck's logo and image. So I wouldn't necessarily get a food truck wrap yet, or get the exterior of the food truck set up with a logo or any type of trademark yet, okay? If you want to keep it simple and keep maybe the outside just a single color and uniform, maybe with the name of your business, but not too detailed, because if you can't get it approved, then that trademark is going to be someone else's, okay? So this is a handful of licenses and permits that you definitely will come across if you're looking to create a food truck business in Mississippi. If you've got any questions about starting a food truck in Mississippi, let us know down below in the comments. Welcome to our channel, and if this is your first video, definitely subscribe, because we have all kinds of information about how to get a food truck wrap, getting some help with food truck menu development, marketing your food truck, and every other aspect of the business side of food truck. And we'll see you guys in the next video.